I'm here with Sydney and Mom today. She's willing to do a testimony for us, somewhat willing. Sydney, why don't you just tell us your story briefly?
Okay, well, in 2019, I was hospitalized due to having a high fever, and it was hard for doctors to figure out what it was. Eventually, I was diagnosed with lupus, and since then, I've had low energy. I had hair loss. I had a lot going on with my skin as well.
How were your kidneys through all that? And other organs? Was there some concerns about damage there? We were worried there was protein loss and what somewhat concerning on the labs and the kidneys is what I'm referring to.
Yes, and she was put on the highest dose of lupus meds at that time, along with a steroid on top of that.
Right, so prednisone like what, 50 milligrams?
Yeah, it got up to that, and then it obviously tapered, but
and
then
CellCept
2,000 milligrams of CellCept daily.
Yeah.
So it did, I'm sure, start to.
Yeah, and you were told at that time, as I recall, she would have to stay on those indefinitely.
Yes, indefinitely. I kept asking, so when is she going to get off of this?
Yeah.
And then she just looked at me like I don't. This is.
Well, her rheumatoid markers were so high,
right,
and her ANA markers, and so
right,
you can understand their concern and why they would,
Absolutely, at that time, and I think we were all on board at that time because how sick she was at that moment. But I knew we did not want her to be on that forever.
Right.
I knew there was another way we can heal her. Without the medication.
And so Sydney's been very faithful. She's followed our food recommendations. We've used a food antigen panel, which is really comprehensive. Was that easy?
No, it wasn't, but it was doable, and it helped.
Yeah. And we ran some other testing. We ran a lot of blood work and follow-up labs. We looked at a gastrointestinal panel on you. That gave us a lot of direction for what to do because there was a lot growing in there that needed rectifying.
Yes.
The steroids were feeding overgrowths of bacteria and candida.
Right.
I just remember the raccoon eyes when you would come in, and I think we finally determined that was a reaction to the steroids.
Yes. I was going to say I had very patchy eyes. It was dry and red, and we did determine probably the steroids, probably mold growth due to that.
So which brings us to the next topic. So along the way we were still concerned about some of the high markers, and we ran based on our discussions, I was concerned about the home potentially having mold toxicity. What did that panel show when we tested the home?
We did have mold in the house.
Was it a little bit? Was it a medium amount, or was it a high amount?
It was little to medium, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have much to compare to because when I saw it, to me it was really bad.
Yeah.
There was a lot there.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't realize you were thinking that was just a little bit. It was enough, however, that you did move. And so congratulations, you're in a new home, and that's helping as well.
Yes.
So we've taken away some of these things that can stoke a fire, right?
Yes.
And so where are we at now? I remember like in the beginning, and we shouldn't forget to add in the thalassemia that she was born with.
Yes.
It's an anemia that complicates the case.
Right.
But tell me about where your energy was and where it is now, and what's happened with your skin. And
well, I used to describe my energy as waking up feeling hit by a bus, meaning like I was just always so tired and fatigued, even after getting like 8 hours of sleep. And it was hard to go having a long day, going to the gym. And
didn't you, I think you had to drop out of a semester of school? And
Yes, I did. I took a semester off of school to just
regroup.
regroup,
Regroup.
refocus.
Yeah.
And that was
So-
very helpful. And then with school, I'm actually graduating this semester. I'm taking more classes than I were before because I feel like I'm able to handle that better mentally wise.
What's happening at the gym?
Oh, and at the gym, I started I'm going 4 to 5 times a week, lifting, cardio, and my energy has been really good. I used to, when I first started going to the gym, was always tired afterwards, but now I'm able to go to the gym, take a class, go out to dinner afterwards. It was hard for me to do that before.
Well, you've had a great success. We've still got some loose ends we're tying up, but what percentage of recovery do you feel you've had in the time we've been working with you?
Oh, I want to say it's a high percentage, 85%.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you've worked really hard. You've been a great team. We've really enjoyed working with you. Keep up the good work. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.